Why is Britain struggling to build new homes? Well, this issue isn't anything new. In 1845, the average house price was 12 times the average earnings, and today it's around 9 times the average earnings. The reason housing was so expensive during the Victorian era was because the British population doubled between 1800 and 1850, and on top of that, you've got large-scale urbanisation and industrialisation. This means a lot more people are moving into the cities, and this leads to slum dwellings because the builders can't keep up, and slums are basically tiny. You've got no personal space. It's crammed, dirty, and disease-ridden, and because of poor building standards, you just get shoddy housing everywhere. However, you do get a lot of building, and because a lot of people's earnings increased during the Victorian era, earnings for a house does tend to drop. During the Edwardian period, house prices tend to drop, and then in the 1920s, house prices compared to earnings rise again, and this is due to Britain's poor economic situation. And in the 1930s, you get a drive for building new houses, and a lot of it happens on the outskirts of London. And at this time, a lot of these outskirts of London were just their own small villages, and now they're part of Greater London, a lot of them. And this is great. During the 1920s and 30s, there's changes to improve housing standards, and then into the post-war as well, you get more improvements to housing standards. And in post-war, you get a massive drive to building tower blocks, social housing, and the destruction of Victorian slums. And during the between 1950 and around 1980, house prices between 4 to 6 times the average income, but interest rates are a lot higher. And then in the 80s, it peaks again and then drops again. And it drops quite fairly low. And then in the 1990s, it goes up again. And this is because of bigger population and houses not being built, and also lower interest rates as well. Now we're in 2025 and Britain is struggling to build new homes. And this is because of, firstly, lack of space. On top of that, you've got so much planning permission to put through. It's very hard to build any, and a lot of people can just block housing if they don't want it. That's a big thing. And on top of that, materials have got more expensive, and also Britain has got poorer. I think we need to all realise this, and it's an important point to focus on. And also, massive population increases in the last 30 years. On top of that, there's a lack of people who know trades and how to build houses, and this